Welcome to another episode of the Lightspeed Investing Podcast. I've got my European friend Peter Faleskini here, founder of Orgon Wellness, here back with us here again to discuss his three teaching points today in how his company is advancing the industry of health and wellness. Peter, how are you doing today, my friend?
Thank you very much for the invite, for letting me be your guest for the third time. I'm really looking forward, and I'm great today. So I hope I can convey my message.
No, absolutely. Peter, you've had an amazing journey spending time in similar industries within finance where you were managing $11 billion back in 2019. But due
Yeah.
to certain things that happened to your health, you're now committed to and passionate about helping midlifers find their way, right? These are people who are usually established. They are essentially well into their careers, but they may have issues with their health and other things of that nature, right? So, to remind the audience the work that you do, right? How do you help these folks, and what are the three teaching points that you can impart to them today?
Okay. So I have developed Organ Wellness because there was no suitable program on the market. All the programs that I got to be part of were for people that lose functionality. But I was looking for a program for people that would like to stay high performers, not get out of business and still get well while being high performing uh, people, businessmen, or however. And what I would like to convey today is that we have three things that we, as a society, tend to underestimate.
Mm.
One is rest, or the first one is rest. The second one is accountability. And the third one is esoteric knowledge.
Mhm.
And if I start with the rest, we all know that our body needs 8 hours of rest per day, approximately, and that we cannot juggle with that. We cannot sleep Saturday and Sunday and work through the work week. That is one. And this is clearly established. And this is, there is no dispute about that, or there is no serious dispute, because a lot of business people are still pushing 3 to 4 hours of sleep and try to uh, get by with a lot of coffee, energy drinks, and also a lot of drugs, especially in our industry with investment. But the, I think much more important is that our nervous system needs a rest. For example, our brains are designed to accept or to register 20,000 different signals a day. And if we overload it with 40,000 signals, then we will have in a midterm and long term, we will have a nervous system overload.
Mm.
And usually we see that with people that are extremely nervous. They're overreacting to small things, like someone cuts in front of us when we're driving, and then they go ballistic over it immediately.
Mm.
That's because of the nervous system overload. Nervous system puts us in a do or die situation, or fight, freeze, or flight mode.
Mhm.
And that means that in a long term, if we are under such a huge stress and we don't take time to relieve that stress,
Mhm.
we will encounter what we call post-traumatic stress disease.
Mm.
That means that even when our nervous system is not under real threat, our body believes that every small threat, even if, let's say, the war is over for 5 or 6 years, we're still looking around if somebody's going to shoot at
Wow.
us.
Yeah, wow,
And
yeah, I get it.
that and post-traumatic stress disease is one of the most researched topic in the US because of the Vietnam veterans. But it's not applied to business people a lot. And we just believe that, okay, your body needs a bit of rest and that's it. But if we overload our systems, and for example, in financial industry, we have to read so many reports each day. We have to follow so many charts. We crossed 20,000 signals barrier 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning already. And then we work till usually 10 o'clock in the evening. So we still have next 12 hours to work. And that is important that we understand that why we're just taking on too much in our nervous system, and we cannot process that, and we cannot distance ourselves from that. So our nervous system needs a rest. If you have high demanding job, take a rest. Don't get involved in any high stress hobbies and stuff like that. That is also important.
Wait, hold on. What are high stress hobbies?
Like racing with cars, parachuting, uh, anything that is extreme that gives
That
us
gets your
a lot
adrenaline or your sympathetic system going, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we should be really careful with that.
Okay.
Because for high stress job, the perfect vacation would be doing nothing, lying on the beach, just go for a massage, maybe a class of yoga, breathing exercise, grounding. That would be the perfect vacation for high stress individuals.
Right.
Okay. With accountability, I would say that a lot of business people have an accountability partner, but it is almost never the case that accountability partner will hold us accountable to take a rest. They will always hold us accountable to some KPIs. The return on investment has to be X. The paid out dividend has to be Y. And so this is usually why we use accountability partners, but we don't have our health related accountability partner who's going to say, okay, your nervous system is stressed, you are overweight, you have relationship problems, you have to work on that. It's not just about profit. It's not just about dividends. It's important to understand that your nervous system needs to be taken care of. You need to be serviced because you need to run long time. And that is why people in our 40s are burned out, because nobody have hold them accountable to take a rest, to take a time off.
I see.
And not to get involved in any free time activity or personal time activity that are stressful. And on top of that, we all know, but we don't want to talk about it, there is so much problems in the families, and so the high performing people should have really simple family with good relationship and not extremely demanding situation at home where you have a wife and then three mistress and stuff like that. Yeah. We should avoid that at all costs, because that is also something that could lead to burnout. And if we move on, I would strongly recommend either going to church or other esoteric knowledge just to study it. This is especially important when you come in your 40s. You're starting to look okay, I have a house, I have 3 cars, I have a weekend house in Florida and stuff like that. I can do all this. But what is uh, what is the meaning of life? And we can go to local church, or we can start reading this esoteric text, or there are a lot of modern gurus that talk about the law of attraction, that talk about karma, dharma, all this stuff. And I think that even if these are not the most popular topics in the mainstream, it's worthwhile to study them, to think about it. Yes, we don't get all the answers. Yes, there are a lot of false gurus, but a deeper meaning of our life is extremely important. It will avoid our burnout. It will improve our recuperation and will also help us decide or have a higher reason why we don't want to get burnt, why we don't want, um, I don't know, to make damage to our environment, to our society, because there is some higher, let's call it esoteric reason
Yeah.
why to do the right thing, not
Mhm.
just the most profitable thing.
Of course. Basically, finding purpose, finding fulfillment, and finding meaning in what you do and overall in life.
Agree 100%.
I love it, man. So yeah, it's funny. This probably one of the first times I've ever heard someone say you need to be serviced, right? Just like your cars, because you want to make sure you are healthy for the long run. And there's a lot of high performers probably listening in, right? That wants to just go, go, go. And this is a great reminder for them to make sure slow down, recover, so that they can show up as their best selves.
Yes, we cannot, in high performance, we cannot avoid adrenaline rush, but we should be able to counter this adrenaline rush with dopamines, and we should understand how we should structure our life, our projects, so that is, I call it run out time. So when you start, you need boost, you need pressure, because that is how things are done in this economy. But when you achieve something,
Uh,
you should not start next project immediately or
oh,
even
oh.
before you finish the
The
first one.
refractory period.
Yes,
Yeah, or
you
disengagement.
need recuperation.
Yes.
You need to, I call it time to celebrate,
Uh-huh.
because it's important to celebrate your achievements.
Yes, correct.
And that is how sustainable and, let's say, holistic lifestyle should look like.
I love it, Peter. I love it. Thank you so much. When I first heard the three teaching points, rest, accountability, and esoteric knowledge, I was like, they seem fairly simple, but I wonder how this can be very impactful. And having had this discussion, I can certainly see why. And I appreciate your passion, my friend. I appreciate your journey and your decision to make a pivot from the finance space to now the health space so that you can help better empower others in this area of life that you had run into some issues with, right, when you were younger. So, Peter, it's always great seeing you, my friend. I hope you stay warm over there in Switzerland, right?
Right now in Italy, yes.
Italy. Okay. Well, I hope you are enjoying yourself then in Italy. And listen, man, it's been a great time learning from you, understanding where you come from, why you do what you do. And for those listening who want to be in touch with you, what is the best way for them to get a hold of you and learn more about Orgon Wellness?
Probably the best way to get in touch is through LinkedIn, where they can just type in my name and I'm the one. And of course, we have Facebook groups, we have our own groups. But I think LinkedIn is the best way, because I'm the best or the fastest to respond there.
And what is the thing that you type in on LinkedIn?
Just Peter Faleskini or Orgon Wellness, both works.
Yeah, and that's Orgon, right?
Yes.
Gon. Yeah, yeah. Sounds good, man. Well, hey, listen. Thank you so much again. And I know that it's getting late over there, so I hope you have a blessed evening. And I'll see you around, okay? I know we'll be planning some European trips together sometime.
Yeah, that is um, well expected. And I hope we do another podcast after your trip.
Of course, absolutely. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. You take care now.
Hey, thank you very much.
Yep. Bye-bye.